The cold wind whipped my face as I dangled over the abyss, staring up into the eyes of the man I had loved for 3 years, wondering how a celebration could turn into a death sentence. 8 hours earlier, I was on top of the world. I stood in the boardroom of the city's largest conglomerate, delivering the speech of my career. I spoke of justice and protecting the weak, and when I finished, the CEO led the applause. No one in that room knew she was actually my mother, the richest woman in the city. I had hidden my identity to build my husband's law firm from the ground up. Relying on my own skills rather than my family's wealth, Mom finally gave us her blessing. Along with a massive investment contract that would secure our future, I handed the paperwork to my trainee, a girl I had mentored and trusted like a sister, never suspecting that the moment I turned my back, her innocent mask would crumble. She looked at the seal in her hand with pure envy. Planning to rewrite history and steal my glory, I rushed to the company gala that night, clutching a birthday gift, eager to surprise my husband with the good news. But instead of a warm embrace, I was met with the shattering sound of glass. He threw his wine at my feet, his face twisted in rage. The music stopped, and every eye was on me. He accused me of abandoning the negotiation to go slack off, claiming that while I was gone, my assistant had swooped in to save the deal. My blood froze. I tried to explain that I was the one who negotiated every term, but he shoved the contract into my chest. My hands trembled as I read it. There it was, her signature where mine should be. She stood behind him, feigning tears and innocence, lying that the CEO had insisted on working with her personally. It was a lie so bold, it left me breathless. But my husband believed every word. He mocked me in front of our entire staff, calling me a jealous, profit-hungry villain for trying to take credit from a talented junior. He didn't know I was the one who secretly funded his startup, who guided his every step to success. He looked at me with cold eyes and delivered the final blow, ordering me to step down and become her assistant as punishment. The injustice burned through my veins, turning my sadness into ice-cold resolve. I realized then that he never loved me. He only loved the success I provided. I wiped my face, looked him in the eye, and said the only words left to say, "Let's get a divorce." I looked at the man standing before me, and for the first time, I didn't see my husband. I saw a stranger consumed by greed. He didn't just want a divorce, he wanted to destroy me. He demanded I leave with nothing. Absolutely nothing. Claiming that my share of the assets, the wealth I built, should go to her as compensation. Before I could even speak, one of his lackeys stepped forward with a divorce agreement already printed and waiting. Proving this ambush had been planned long before tonight, I didn't hesitate. I grabbed the pen and signed my name, severing the last tie to a man who had become a monster. I turned to leave, clutching the blue crystal bag my mother had given me just hours ago. It was the only thing I had left in this nightmare, but he blocked my path. His eyes locked onto the bag, and he sneered, accusing me of stealing a client's gift meant for his precious trainee. He actually believed a client would gift a multi-million-dollar treasure to an intern who hadn't even passed her probation. "Give it back," he barked, while his lackey physically snatched it from my hands, nearly knocking me to the ground. The humiliation burned. But I stood tall and laughed. "Do you even know what you're holding?" I asked them. "That is a custom MEA Platinum Butterfly worth $47 million. The crowd gasped, and I saw genuine terror flash across the trainee's face. She knew she was caught. She tugged at his sleeve, begging him to let it go, to just let me leave, because she knew that if the truth came out, her life was over. But my husband was too blinded by arrogance to see her fear. He held up the business card of the CEO, my mother, and mocked me, accusing me of faking my connections. "Call it," I challenged him, my voice shaking with suppressed rage. "If you think I'm lying, call the number on that card." He hesitated for a second, then smirked, convinced he was about to expose my bluff. He pressed dial and put it on speaker for the whole world to hear. The ringing tone echoed in the silent night air, tight as a noose around his neck. And then, the line connected. A warm, familiar voice pierced through the static. "What's wrong, my good daughter?" Time stopped. I watched the blood drain from his face, his smirk vanishing into pure horror as he finally realized the terrifying truth. The heiress he had been desperate to impress had been his wife all along. I thought the truth would set me free, but I underestimated how deep his delusion ran. Before my mother could say my name, she grabbed the phone. My trainee, that snake I had nurtured, spoke into the receiver with a sickeningly sweet voice, pretending she was the one my mother was calling daughter, claiming credit for a deal she didn't even understand. It was a lie so bold it should have collapsed instantly, but my husband was desperate to believe it. He didn't want a successful wife, he wanted a submissive admirer. He snatched the phone from my hand and smashed it into the concrete. My only lifeline, shattered. The silence that followed was deafening. He accused me of faking the call, of hiring an actor to humiliate him. He demanded I kneel, right there in front of the cameras, and confess to the world that I was a fraud, that she was the real talent. I looked at the man I had sacrificed everything for, and felt nothing but disgust. I pulled the diamond ring from my finger, the ring I once cherished, and threw it into the dirt. I don't want it, I told him. I don't want you. His face twisted into a mask of pure evil. Grab her, he screamed. His goons lunged at me, rough hands pinning my arms. They wrapped a thick rope around my waist, tight enough to bruise, and dragged me toward the abyss. The wind whipped my hair across my face as they forced me against the railing. 19 stories down, the cars looked like toys. Apologize, he roared, or I let go. Never, I screamed, choosing death over his lies. He shoved me. The ground rushed up to meet me. Then, snap, the rope jerked taut, knocking the wind out of my lungs. I swung helplessly over the void. Terror, freezing my blood. Above me, I saw her face, smiling, taunting me to just let go and die. But they made one fatal mistake. The live stream they started to shame me was broadcasting to the world, and in the back of a Rolls-Royce speeding through the city, the most powerful woman in the country was watching. My mother saw her daughter dangling from a skyscraper, saw the man she had trusted trying to murder her child. Her shock turned to ice-cold fury. She looked at her driver with eyes that promised death, and gave the order, shatter him, into 10,000 pieces. I looked into his eyes one last time, begging for mercy, but he just laughed. Apologize, he sneered, and maybe I'll pull you up. My grip slipped on the wet rope, lightning flashed, and then, snap! The world dissolved into a blur of rain and terror. As I plummeted into the darkness, I closed my eyes, waiting for the end, waiting for the pain. But instead, I felt warm arms catch me. I woke up in a hospital bed, my body aching, my heart still racing from the fall. My mother was there, holding my hand, tears streaming down her face. Who did this to you? She demanded, her voice shaking with a rage I had never heard before. I will destroy them. I will make them pay for every single tear. My brother burst into the room, his eyes burning with fury. He wanted to storm the firm right then and there, to beat him with his bare hands. He nearly killed you, he shouted. I'm going to peel the skin off his back. No, I whispered, stopping him. My sadness was gone, replaced by something colder, something stronger. This isn't over, but I will handle it my way. Just then, my phone rang. It was one of the firm's biggest clients. Asking why I hadn't shown up for a meeting, my blood boiled. He hadn't just tried to kill me. He was still using my name to run his business, pretending I was still there to keep the money flowing. A dark smile spread across my face. He thought he had won. He thought he was free, but he had no idea who he had just made an enemy of. I'll be there right away, I told the client.